So Ethan, where do you think, personally, your game, you've made the most progress this last year?
I would say definitely just like my point of attack, just like that initial ball get off and like initial contact at the line of scrimmage, create more knockback. I definitely put on some weight this offseason, like some real weight. That roster could be deceiving because I knew the truth and I knew going into like next season, you make personally I think between your freshman and sophomore you make your biggest jump as far as like your development, your experience and whatnot. So I was fortunate enough to get a few snaps as a freshman. So knowing what it takes to be dominant in the SEC and just watching a lot of film of like guys from years ago up to this point, just like what it looks like to be a dominant D tackle. I think I've definitely took the time to further develop my game just off the field, and seeing different things, knowing when to read blocks, and just a whole lot of just mental development and not so much the physical aspect, because that's going to take care of itself. Bringing in a guy like DL, so you can't really complain when you got DL lead workouts every day.
So that roster could be deceiving. What's your current height, weight?
So I'm 6'4", 288 now.
Okay.
Yeah, last year I was probably about 268.
Is that where you want to be, or they want you to be, or?
I definitely feel comfortable. Definitely more twitched up at this weight. I think, obviously on the back end of the week it's a little bit more toned down. So I think I can try my best to wake up 290 some game days. So I think that'll definitely help, just as far as like being at the point of attack, taking on double teams, being able to stand in there longer, which was also an emphasis between me and Coach G, just being able to strain and fight a little bit more, especially when things go hard and you're taking on 2-3 guys at a time. So I definitely took on the challenge to get bigger so I can obviously help the team be successful this season.
So with so many young guys in the room now, and veteran guys that have moved on, how much of a motivating factor is that going into an off season saying, man, look at the opportunity that I have?
Definitely. It was obviously a big jump. You go from having a room with 5 seniors to a room with 1 true senior on paper and then 2 redshirt juniors. So it definitely was a big change. You went from, well, for me personally, I went from being a young guy to technically being an older guy on the field. So it definitely was a quick turnaround. But me, Bryson, Dom, Jackson, like I still talk to those guys, Tyree West, like we still talk day to day. Like I asked them for tips, just like what's the difference between being a young guy again for them and then like them helping me just like step up in a leadership role and like what that looks like, and then knowing how they treated me. Like it's nothing for me to replicate that same treatment to a younger guy below me.
So much has been made about changes Coach Dio has made in the offseason and growth for each guys. What's been the biggest change that's led to growth for you?
I would definitely say my weight. Just I definitely feel different. I feel like I look different. Just being a little bit more sturdy at the point of attack. Like I think you all see a difference. Just like as far as my game goes, just like not being knocked around so much, being able to hold at the point of contact, and then, like I said, like my knockback. I feel like that's been a good point a point of emphasis for myself, and then for Coach G wanted me to just to be more powerful at the point of attack, like coming out your hips, just create knockback and create a new line of scrimmage each play.
How much did Coach Dio also kind of change your diet, and how much that helped out your ability to kind of grow and sustain that growth?
It definitely took me a minute because I have a real childish palate. So some of the things he be telling me to do, like I kind of look at him like a little crazy because like I don't really eat, so they say healthy, but obviously there's ways around anything. Like you can find something that you like that's going to improve your body composition, just make you get in better shape, be able to withstand the hard workouts, hard practices, and just things of that nature.
What's the most difficult thing you've had to cut out?
Ooh.
No more dino nugs?
Well, so like, I'm from Nashville, so like I eat a lot of fried chicken. So like, I eat a lot of hot chicken. So I think kind of pushing that to like a Saturday only type of thing. I still gotta get it in.
Is that a pregame or a postgame Saturday?
Nah, postgame.
Good thing that Hattie B's is going to the strip, right?
The fried foods is like completely off the table for you guys.
I'm not gonna say completely, but it may not taste fried. It might be fried, but it may not, have all the sodium and all the things that's not needed to help the body grow and develop in the right way.
You feel you got to eat in secret away from Dio?
Going into this year, what are the emotions of wearing the 17 again?
Mm-hmm.
You wore it, but I know you want more this year. That's kind of like the next step I would assume for you is not just wearing the number, but putting it on the map. Just what are the emotions as we get closer to kickoff for you with that?
Well, so for me, I was wearing my original number that I wore all throughout high school up until game 5 for my senior year, and obviously that's a whole different ballgame as far as like skill set and like things and whatnot. But I definitely think it kind of like took my game, kind of took off just like when I was able to wear the number. So like you said, just going to this year, stepping into a bigger role, like I'm trying to see it everywhere. Like it means a lot to me. And then knowing like I'm able to wear it, and like you said, I was able to get it freshman year, but being a rotational guy now, stepping up into a bigger role, it's gonna definitely feel a little special when I can just start seeing it everywhere. Especially from my mom, she got her bedazzled jersey ready, so she's gonna be ready come game day.
But that's got to be even more motivation for you. Early mornings and the dog days of summer, like Nate was saying. That's got to keep you moving forward.
Nah, definitely. Like, never a day goes by, obviously, when I think about just, like, my current living situation and just, like, obviously, like, what's happening in my life. But never did I let it, like, keep me down. Like, I always looked at it as motivation because, obviously, like, people relying on me to be a strong, like, foundation, just like my family. And then people always see me smiling and whatnot. And it's, like, it's easy to put on a smile, and so like it's easy for me to do that because, like you said, I know I'm able to represent my family and then specifically my brother in that way by wearing his number, which is not my number, and so I'm just taking it around with it to the moon.
How are you able to do that though? Because I mean, as a outgoing person, there's got to be days where you don't feel like being that person.
Nah, definitely. Obviously everybody's human. It's gonna be a day, like you said, you're gonna wake up and it just may not be your day, but I'm just always big on. I'm not gonna say I'm a very optimistic person, but there's always somebody out there with a worse situation than you. So like I never look at it as just gonna let something just like beat me down to the point where I can't function, or it's like I'm not gonna go in there and at least try. Like it never hurts to just go out and just go put your best foot forward. And then when things do get hard, like you said, you can just look in the mirror and be like, you could be in a different situation. Your life could look different tomorrow. Like your life could look different. So it's just. You never take anything for granted, and then just living life is a blessing. You get to come out every day and just play football. Some people can just sit back and complain about it, but like, I just look at it as another opportunity to go get your bigger goal. Everybody has a goal in this, and so for me, it's just being able to go out there and compete each and every day. Like, I love competing. Like, I talk trash to everybody. Like, that's just what I do. So being able to go out there and do that each and every day, I never take it for granted, really.
When you talk about having the bigger role this season and your mom having the bedazzled jersey, how much do you envision yourself in the next coming months taking the field and knowing that your mom is out there watching and what you've worked so hard for is within grasp?
Well, obviously, my Deuce is going to be happy. She's going to be proud of me regardless. I can go out there and not play a single snap. She's going to still go out there and cheer everybody on. But just like the day-to-day, like my brothers like Marion Dye, like David Hobbs, like Tari Weathersby, like Xavier Gilliam, like even like transfer guys that came in, like we all just get so close, and it's like within our room, like we really have a brotherhood, and like Coach G really preaches that. There's like we all we got, like especially come game day. Like everybody has a bench, like it's a D-line bench, linebacker bench, a DB bench, so it's like that's all we got come game day. So just having that camaraderie and chemistry, like it matters. I think it's like it definitely matters because when your back against the wall, like, you got to fight back. And it's like, if you can't trust the guy next to you, because, like, obviously I grew up with a sibling, like, we're going to fight. It was just going to be me and you versus everybody. Like, and that's just kind of how we take it. And whoever gets in front of our way, like, they just got to get it. And that's just how we feel.
How's your mom been? Go ahead.
I was just going to say, especially trying to figure out the identity of this defensive line, how important is it for you guys to have that camaraderie and have that brotherhood, especially with such a new look, I guess?
I would definitely say y'all gonna notice a high intensity energy. Like Gilly, he brings the trash talking. Even though Marion might come across as quiet, like he brings the trash talk. Like Hobbs is gonna talk trash. Nate could even get to that point if needed. Even like we trying to get some of our young guys to come out of their shell. Like Hezekiah, like we know he's talented. Like JJ Finch, like he's talented. Just we trying to get those guys to get more comfortable, just play more confident, and understand that everybody's a freshman at one point. Like you gonna mess up, and it's like it's not a matter of how you messed up. It's just a matter of like, are you gonna mess up and drop your head? Like stuff like that matters. And then other people, they'll take advantage of that, especially in the game. They see you down and whatnot. They're gonna try to capitalize off that. So just like playing with confidence and then just having some energy and just like really just looking intimidating on film, just being able to come across as a D line that's just not gonna go for anything. And if you want to step to us, like you got to, and now you guys see us for the whole 60 minutes of the game.
How much has stopping the run been stressed to you guys this year, and how do you feel like you guys are shaping up in that area?
I definitely think it was a heavy emphasis, just like beginning with DO way back in January. Like guys just like simply weren't big enough to compete at a high level, be a dominant defense and stop the run up front. So especially for me and the other D tackles, like we took on a personality that we want double teams. If you're getting double team, you're doing something right. If you're not getting double team, like you're not worth nothing. Truthfully, if they feel like they can single block you, that means you're just not making no plays. So for us, like we just want to put a heavy emphasis on light box, heavy box. Like we don't care. Like if you want to run the ball, like, we're going to stop it. And that's just like, you got to fall in love with stopping people. And that's just like Coach No's message, like constantly, like, we're in the business to stop people. Like turnovers, stops on 3rd down, 4th down, like all that matters. And it all begins with like stopping the run. So create knockback, and like Coach G loves to scream about, you come out your hips, get explosion, get off a block, and make plays. And then that's when you can go do the fun stuff. You know, you go out there, pass rush, get the quarterback, and then at that point, Neyland Stadium will be rocking. So.
Awesome. Thank
Thanks,
you,
man.
Ethan.
Good job.
Thank you.